How does God forgive divorce? And I think probably where we need to start with is, does God forgive divorce?
Yes, he does. And he forgives it the same way he forgives any other sin, by Jesus. There's this real famous verse in Malachi, maybe you've heard it before, where God says these three words, and maybe these have been used as a club against you once upon a time. I hate divorce. Now, when God says that, one of the questions we need to ask is, well, why? Why does God hate divorce? And there's this really interesting line in the book of Jeremiah, where Jeremiah is struggling with Israel and all of her unfaithfulness, just like God is. And God is chasing after Israel and her faithlessness. And finally, God says, I gave faithless Israel, this is Jeremiah 3, a certificate of divorce, and I sent her away. Now, here's the reason this is so important. If you want to know someone who knows the pain of divorce, who knows the sting of a wrecked and broken relationship, who knows all the complexities of it, who knows the hopelessness and the despair of it, God's been there. He's been betrayed. He's been hurt. And you know what? A relationship that God loved fell apart on him. There's why God says, I hate divorce, because he knows. He knows what it feels like. And he doesn't want that for you. Which is why, if your relationship is heading down a path right now where it could all fall apart, don't wait until you're right on the cusp of everything blowing up. Start talking to someone now. Get the help you need now, because God doesn't want that for you. And I think if you're real honest with yourself, you don't want that for you.
Yeah, that's, again, great guidance. One of the realities is that we get phone calls from people, and they're in the midst of a crisis because their husband or their wife has said they're going to file for divorce. That's not when the crisis started. The crisis started long before that. And so the reality is, if you're struggling, if there's a problem, there's something going on, get help for it. Call, set an appointment, talk to us about what's happening. And don't wait till it gets to be a crisis. Come and talk to us. We'll be glad to talk to you. And maybe we'll say to you, you know what you're going through is normal. Here's what we would suggest, or you're already doing all the right things. But maybe we can help you or point you in the right direction or get you connected with a counselor who will help save your marriage, instead of doing triage on a relationship that's already gone. You know, the other thing that I think about in this question is the reality, yes, God hates divorce, but dear brothers and sisters, God hates sin. He hates gossip. He hates lying. He hates violent, angry thoughts that are equal to murder according to Scripture. So how does God forgive all of that? Well, in exactly the same way that he forgives every sin in our life, through the blood of his Son, Jesus Christ. Now, we say that and we take it for granted. How does God forgive all of that? He forgives it by sending his Son to do what we couldn't do for ourselves. He forgives all of those things that he hates in our lives and washes us clean because he loves us so much, he wants us back. He loves us so much, he's willing to send his Son to die, to experience judgment in our place. That is the profound truth of the gospel. God forgives divorce, he forgives lying, he forgives murder, he forgives every sin, at the horrible and expensive price of the blood of his Son, Jesus Christ. But thanks be to God, he does, because there is no other way for you and me.